10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Hello, Purple friends. How are you guys doing today? Guess what we're going to talk about this week? I've got a nice space helmet that almost doesn't fit me. Guess what? We're going to talk about space. We're going to talk about the stars. We're going to talk about astronauts. We're going to make planets. It's going to be awesome. How are you guys? You know, we're still here. I wanted to show you guys something, another mask of mine, because, you know, in these weird times, we do weird things. My kids and I decided to make these weird face masks. So when we go out in public, we're safe. I actually made these, which is really funny because I'm a little scared of my sewing machine, but we had to break it out and we had to make them. So we made pretty masks for us. I hope you guys have some masks that you get to wear out. And if you do have masks, I hope they're really cute. And you know, you can always bling out mask. Sparkle makes everything better, including the face masks that you have to wear. So let's greet this fabulous, fabulous day. Should we be like sparkling stars in the sky? Let's do that. Good morning, it's a good morning. Twinkle, twinkle to all you do, to all your parents and your siblings and your stuffed animals. Let's all twinkle too. Good morning, it's a great morning. So, we are here. We're talking about space. We're talking about astronauts. What a cool thing, right? To go into space. When you're in space, what do you know about space right now? Maybe you could talk to your parents about it. Do you have a favorite planet? Do you know the names of any astronauts? There's a lot going on in this world. And outside of our world is just this tiny little spot in outer space. So this week, that's what we're going to talk about is space, and more space. And I did bring glitter glue to go with the space. But first, let's start out our day. We have a new month, May. Very exciting month. On Friday, when you guys were with Julie, it was Friday, May 1st, 2020. So after Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And after 1 comes 2. You guys got it. It's the number 2. Hold on. All right. So we got our 2. What color? I mean, do we have a pattern yet? I don't know. Let's see what the number 2 is. So we have blue. Then we have green. Oh my gosh. And then after Saturday, we go all the way to the beginning of the song again. So it's Sunday. So yesterday was Sunday, May 3rd, 2020. And yesterday, I became a mother of a teenager because my baby, my first baby, she's now a teenager. Scary thought. But she turned 13 yesterday. It was such a fun day to celebrate. Okay. So after Sunday, so that brings us to today. So we have Sunday. It is Monday. It's Monday today. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of you guys are 4 still? So raise your hand if you are still 4. And then if you're 5, put a nice 5 out. That's so cool. And we have blue, green, blue. It's a new pattern, so we really don't know what it's going to be yet. But today, it is a green number 4. So today is Monday, May 4th, 2020. And you might see all this stuff written on this calendar because this is the calendar from my kitchen. So I have all the stuff that was supposed to happen, but now we're in our basement again. So here we go. So today is May 4th, 2020. Before I get down to business, so let's do this. Are we ready? Hello to Aiden. How are you today? Hello to Jonah. How are you today? Hello to Emerson. How are you today? And hello to Eleanor. How are you today? Hello to Augie. How are you today? Hello to Aurelia. How are you today? Hello to Charlie. How are you today? Hello to Tilly. How are you today? Hello to Ruby. How are you today? Hello to Zoe. How are you today? Hello to the new big brother, Tommy. How are you today? Hello to Harrison. How are you today? Hello to August. How are you today? Hello to Noah. How are you today? Hello to Remy. How are you today? Hello to Jonathan. How are you today? Hello to Cece. How are you today? Hello to Caroline. How are you today? Hello to Emmett. How are you today? Hello to Julie and Sunita and Maria and Lauren too. Oh, goodness, I miss you guys so much. It is amazing. It's pretty boring at my house all day long, every day. It gets a little boring, and I do miss my smiling faces, but I love our Thursday Zooms. How fun is that? And this week, do not forget to bring a snack. Oh, it's going to be so fun. I don't know what I'm going to have as a snack, though. This is going to be a new thing. All right, so what can you tell me about space? What is space? What in the world is space? That is a famously hard question to answer. The simple answer is that space is everything in the universe, beginning about 62 miles above Earth. Of course, to astronomers and astrophysicists, the scientists who study space, it is much more. It is a never-ending mystery. A planet. What is a planet? A planet is a large body of rock, gas, and other material orbiting a star in space. Some planets are small and rocky, such as Mercury. Others are huge and gassy, such as Jupiter. A planet can have one or more moons that orbit around it. Whoa. Have you guys ever heard of the planet Earth? Oh, that's the planet that we live on. How cool is that? We are part of space. When astronauts go up into space, they take pictures of Earth. How cool is that? Sometimes astronauts go up to space to study things that are happening on Earth, even though they're in space. Pretty cool, huh? We have a bunch of planets in our neighborhood, and this is our solar system. It goes from the sun, and then there's Mercury, Venus, Earth, with our moon right there, Mars, a huge asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. How cool is that? And you know, when your mom and dad, your parents, and myself, and my parents were younger, guess what? There was one more planet, and it was called Pluto. And since then, scientists have figured out it's not an actual planet, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's too small or it doesn't have enough gas around it, but Pluto is no longer a planet. It's now one of the smaller, like dwarf planets, or it has another classification. So when we were growing up, there was one more planet. But it's a pretty amazing thing. I know that in my house, we talk about space all the time because my child, she wants to be an astronaut when she gets older. So we have a lot of stuff about space. We like to look up in the sky at night. So we're going to read a book called The Night Sky. It says, look up. When the sun goes down, dots of light fill the night sky. Some of them move, others are still. Some twinkle, some don't. Have you ever wondered what they are? has a sidekick. On most nights, one object looks bigger and brighter than everything else. What is that? That's the moon. The moon is a ball of rock that orbits Earth. It looks so big and bright because it's only about 240,000 miles from Earth. Compared with other objects in the night sky, that's pretty close. Sometimes the moon looks like a circle. Other times it's a curved sliver. That's because of the moon, the moon's orbit. And it goes around, and at different times of the month, you can see different types. Sometimes as the moon orbits, Earth lines up between the sun and the full moon. When that happens, Earth blocks most of sun's light from reaching the moon. How cool is that? The moon and the sun work together. Whoa, twinkle, twinkle, little star. On a clear night, the sky is filled with tiny twinkling lights. These twinkling lights are stars. Stars are giant balls of burning gas. But since they are so far away, they look very, very small. The stars appear to twinkle because their light is bent back and forth as it travels through Earth's atmosphere. Wow. If you connect stars with imaginary lines, you might see shapes in the sky. These are constellations. We'll talk about those later in the week. Okay, these were constellations, but again, we're going to talk about that later in the week. So, a home for the sun. There's one star you know very well. It's the sun. Did you know that the sun was a star? That's pretty awesome, isn't it? The sun and everything that orbits it is in the Milky Way galaxy. Galaxies are large groups of stars held together by gravity. On a very clear night, you might see a part of the Milky Way. It looks like a wide, hazy strip stretching across the sky. Have you ever seen a shooting star? Wow. These streaks of light aren't really stars. They're meteors, small lumps of rock that fall toward Earth. They glow as they quickly burn up in Earth's atmosphere. Once in a while, you might also spot a bright star-like object with a long tail. That's a comet. Watch for many nights, and you'll see that it travels slowly across the sky. Stars twinkle in the night sky, but you may see some dots that don't. These are planets in our solar system. They are brighter than most stars. Planets are large balls of rock, metal, or gas that orbit a star. Planets don't make their own light. They reflect light from the stars they orbit. Besides Earth, 7 other planets orbit our sun. You can spot some with just your eyes. Venus is the brightest, then Jupiter. Mars looks red. You can see Mercury and Saturn too. Uranus and Neptune are so far away that you need a telescope to see them. Wow. And do you know what a telescope is? There are many telescopes. There's actually a really cool telescope when this is over and we can leave our houses. There's a ginormous telescope in the observatory or planetarium at Northwestern. And you can go with your parents. Your parents have to sign up. And I think once a week they have, on clear nights, you can sign up and you can go on tours of it and you can look through this ginormous. And when I say it's a ginormous telescope, the room is as big as the purple room that holds this telescope. It is huge. And they can see far, far, far away into outer space. Now at my house, we have a telescope and we can try to find craters on the moon. We have tried to locate the International Space Station, although unsuccessfully. We have been able to see Mars. It's the red planet, and Venus. Those ones are easy to see. We've never seen Jupiter, but that would be really, really, really amazing if we could, because that is Paige's favorite planet. So today, what I would like you guys to do, this is going to be awesome. We're making a telescope. Woo! So we can look at the stars on a clear night. But today, our telescope is going to be made out of a paper towel tube. Just a simple paper towel tube. Now, if you don't have a paper towel tube and you have 2 toilet paper tubes, You can put them together and have your parents or your brother or sister help you, and you put tape around it, and it can be just as long. Or you can have a mini pocket-sized telescope that still works pretty well. So when you have your paper towel tube, there's no right or wrong way for a telescope to look. So could you decorate it with a pen? Let's see. If I could take the top off of this pen, maybe I'll make some squiggly marks on mine. Every once in a while. Would that be a cool telescope? I might want to write my name on it just in case people are wondering who made this fabulous telescope. So I'm going to write Sarah H at the bottom. All right. And really, this is going to be a piece of art. Now, what I decided for my telescope, though, is although I have these really cool pens, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to use strips of wrapping paper. You could use any type of paper. You could use glue. You could use markers. Pretty much you can decorate this any way that you think a telescope should be. So let's see. And I'm going to use tape on mine because I think the wrapping paper will just stick a lot better with tape on here than it would with glue. And if I used glue, I would have to wait for it to dry. And I don't want to do that. So when you look, you can take this outside later. Telescopes can also be used during the day. What are some things you could look at, do you think, with telescopes during the day? Do you think you could find a planet? Maybe so. Do you think you could look at a hawk up in the sky? For sure. And I know myself, I have seen a couple huge hawks in my neighborhood as of late. I don't know why, but they like our neighborhood for some reason. And we like looking up and seeing these huge ones. Actually, in our neighborhood, it's a red-tailed hawk. But you could use a telescope to see the hawk sitting in a tree. I know that there's a neighborhood in Evanston that has a owl family living in the neighborhood. And you could probably use a telescope to check out the owl neighborhood in that family. So when you're all done, however it is that's decorated, and I could only find Christmas wrapping paper because we used all of our non-Christmas wrapping paper on my daughter's birthday yesterday. So you take it, you squint, you look through it, and it'll let you see exactly what you're trying to look at. You can look up in the sky and try to find stars at night. Maybe you want to try the constellations, that the stars go together and they look at pictures. So cool. There is so much to see out there. We do live on a fabulous planet, and that would be Earth. And our fabulous planet is part of an amazing, amazing galaxy, which is called the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way galaxy is part of an even more ginormous thing, the universe. The universe is made up of galaxies, all sorts of stuff. Where is my book? Here it is. And because this week we're learning about space, I'm going to read to you guys a chapter book. How cool is that? That's like a big kid item, is a chapter book. So I'm going to read one chapter every day this week. And you guys will have to remember what it is that you learned about the day before when I read the chapter. So you kind of have to use your brains, which you guys have awesome brains, and think about what we learned about the day before. But we are going to read about an astronaut named Mae Jemison. Pretty amazing. And she still works as a scientist today. Okay. Mae Jemison. She is an astronaut. Have you ever looked up at the stars and wanted to fly? Have you ever dreamed about being an astronaut and blasting off into space? Or of being a dancer? Or being a doctor who brings medical care to people around the world? If you've ever dreamed of any of those things, then you should meet Mae Jemison. Mae is the first African-American woman to become an astronaut, but she is so much more than that. She is a scientist. I think all of you guys are scientists. She is a dancer who likes to dance. And she's a doctor, an author, and a teacher. Today, she's working to find ways for human to travel beyond our solar system. May followed her dreams, all of them. Once you meet her, you'll know you can follow yours too. Chapter 1, Early Dreams. May was born in Decatur, Alabama on October 17th, 1956. She has 2 older siblings, a sister and a brother. Her father was a carpenter and her mother a teacher. When May was 3 years old, her family moved from Alabama to Chicago, Illinois. Wow. She thinks of Chicago as her hometown. Check that out. She's kind of like you guys. Look at these buildings. Do you recognize any of those buildings on the skyline? So cool. May always loved science. When her kindergarten teacher asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up, May said, a scientist. Many people at that time didn't think it was possible for an African American girl to become a scientist. Women were more likely to become teachers and nurses than scientists. Don't you mean a nurse? The teacher asked. No, I mean a scientist, May answered. Other teachers tried to discourage May too. She wouldn't let them. She never stopped believing in herself. She stood strong in the face of other people's questions. At home, May was encouraged to be anything she wanted to be. My parents were the best scientists I knew because they were always asking questions, she said when she was grown up. May considered herself a busybody and liked to get involved with her sister and brother's science project. Once she got a splinter in her thumb. Soon there was pus. Other kids might have been grossed out and just wanted to go away, but not May. May wanted to know exactly what the pus was and where it came from. So she did a scientific study of pus to learn about how it fights infection to help our bodies heal. May's family talked about many things around the dinner table, including the Civil Rights Movement. The Civil Rights Movement was a mass popular movement to secure equal access to and opportunities for the basic privileges and rights of U.S. citizens for African Americans. There were sometimes riots, and one time National Guard soldiers came to Chicago to keep the peace. May was scared, but she promised herself that she wouldn't let fear from doing what she wanted in the world. The library was a place where May learned about science. She read all kinds of science books, especially ones about stars. May also followed the NASA space programs in the newspapers. She knew about the astronauts and their missions. Growing up, I always assumed I would go into space, May said. When she was older, I remember being really, really irritated that there were no women astronauts. May was inspired by the character Uhura, a female officer on a television show, Star Trek. Uhura was played by actress Nichelle Nichols. Eventually, May got to meet Nichelle. May believes that the best scientists are not only logical, but creative too. She also took all kinds of dance lessons growing up, ballet, jazz, modern, African, and even Japanese dancing. She wanted to be a professional dancer. She also designed and made clothes for her dolls, acted in school plays, and took art classes. But science was always May's first love. She graduated high school at 16 and won a scholarship to Stanford University to study engineering. Wow, how amazing is that? And we are going to take a Post-it note and we're going to put this at chapter 2 so we know where we're going to take off and read tomorrow. How amazing is that? You guys are getting so old reading chapter books. Oh, goodness. I think you guys have probably all grown a lot since the last time we saw each other. So let's give each other a huge silent scream. Well, before we do a silent scream, let's talk about those stars that we're going to look at with our telescopes. Get your twinkling stars up and we'll sing it. And maybe you have siblings or baby siblings that you want to sing this to because babies love this song. Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And with that, let's do a silent scream for space. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.